So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome to those who are here in person and those who might be joining later after the festivities. Um, Thanks for showing up this morning. It feels like today's our annual gratitude day, right? So we're tying into that field, like Teacher Wei would say. We're going to join in this great big field of gratitude to continue our gratitude practice of the month. This is kind of like our, final term paper. No, I don't. Right? I mean, Thanksgiving is beautiful and wonderful and heartwarming, and it involves sometimes interaction with family, which can be wonderful and beautiful and heartwarming, and sometimes triggering, which, hey, that's the best, right? Wow. That's our practice for this month. And I just want to share with you that I have brought some friends along today, and I know you all have these friends at home too. So we have friend Pumpkin. So Elizabeth did a beautiful nature healing this week with pumpkins. So pumpkins feel like this energy of um, like warmth and security. And, pumpkins can be so big that you can feel like one pumpkin could feed you through a whole winter, right? So it's very generous, and they're so cute, right? So, okay, we have pumpkins today. Um, I also brought some sage, which Elizabeth is like the master of nature healings with plants. So anyhow, sage, which our theme this year has all been connecting with our inner sage, and Elizabeth also did nature healing with sage a year ago. So we all are going to be enjoying sage today, right, with our turkeys. And then I also brought cinnamon. Hi, Elizabeth. Which I think Elizabeth's going to honor cinnamon. Oh, she brought her cinnamon too. Yes. This is the best. Oh, and she has a pumpkin. Of course she does. This is awesome. And cinnamon came through last night when I was sort of meditating with this class. And I feel like it's essential to have that kind of zing, well, Ben calls it my cinnamon self. When I'm a little sassy, I'm kind of saying what I really feel. So I felt like we need this, and we're gonna be having cinnamon today too, right? With our whatever pie or I don't know, casserole. Anyway, so we're very supported with these energies of Thanksgiving. Um, and anyhow, I'll say a few words about gratitude, what's been coming up for me, and then I wanted to open the floor up for anyone who had shares, because I know we're getting ready for this big holiday today, whatever time it is for you. It's probably early-ish in the morning. Um, but I know that, well, I have struggled a bit this month with gratitude, and maybe others have too. And I've had a big turnaround when I saw gratitude not as this thing that I had to manufacture within me, but more of a witnessing. I read a blog article where somebody described gratitude more as this devotion to paying attention. And so we pay attention to those things that trigger us, which often our patterns are to look away from the triggers and tamp them down and not pay attention. So how I've been looking at gratitude recently is it's a devotion to paying attention to everything, paying attention to it as it's moving through within inside of me, right? Not scattering myself by going outside. Teacher Wei reminded us in this last module that we needed to keep our attention focused inward, right? Because then we're conserving our energy more. We're, paying attention to what's really going on, which is to say our inner universe, right? And when I pay attention to the things that trigger me, then gratitude feels like something that might grace me. It's not something that I have to create or manufacture. It's something that, again, I might be graced with. It might be bestowed on me. And again, no attachment to whether it is bestowed on me or not. Sometimes it's not, and that's okay. But that relationship for me has been working out a lot better. And in that context, it really ties into what Teacher Wei was saying in the last module, that these triggers that we have are these really powerful doorways to our own enlightenment. And when I think about it, all the big step changes I've had in consciousness, especially the last couple years, have all resulted from massive triggers, like things that went wrong in my life and that I had to reconcile somehow. So um, I just wanted to seed the field with that information since it's been useful for me. And now I would love to open up the floor to hear about, well, everything that's on your hearts and minds, but Thanksgiving plans, what you're excited about today, what you're not excited about today. Maybe some people don't have plans and you're going to kind of, have a nice chill day walking around, having a nice cup of tea. I don't know. I don't know. But whatever it is, I would love to hear from you all and be in community together because I know we all have other families, but we are also each other's family. Like you guys are also my family. So it's really fun to celebrate this day with you all. Anyway, howla. Howla. Yeah, Robin.
First of all, thank you so much for today. Having a class to start the day is perfect. And that blog article really, really helped me too. I think we all struggled with, sort of like, am I failing in this? Are we failing gratitude this month? And so it really shifted. And I ordered her book. It should be here today. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I really feel like it change this. Yeah, I don't have to produce gratitude for this thing, but as you say, being able to witness it, being able to be present for it, just it's really helped me. So I'm really grateful for that blog article. That was great. And so I've got this giant turkey I'm cooking today, and we have to transport it, which is always fun. We're taking the turkey dinner to my friends that in the nature healing, I always put my friends Greg and Sharon in the field. So we're taking dinner to them, and I'm really looking forward to it with a few other friends. So
Howla. Thank you, Robin. Blessings to Greg and Sharon today. They're in all of our hearts. Oh, and cooking a turkey, that's like a chi purification itself. I mean, we haven't figured out how to do it yet. We we tried twice last year, big failures both times. Anyway, so
okay, I have a turkey suggestion then, which I
thank
learned
you.
from my mother. I cook my turkey breast side down, and everybody says, how do you get such a tender breast on your turkey? And people that wouldn't eat breast meat now eat my turkey breast meat because it is so moist. So
Thank you, Robin. Looks like Elizabeth does the same thing. So, yeah, awesome. Thank you. We're doing cut up pieces this year because it was too just, demoralizing last year. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. And yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen or don't know what blog article we're talking about, I can find the link somewhere, but it's Dr. Tamara Sethi, I think. Is that correct? Am I saying that correctly? And the article is called Gratitude Made Me Grown or Makes Me Grown. Yeah.
Gratitude made me groan too.
Yeah. Made me
It was
grown too.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. She talks about, when her child had a very serious health diagnosis and somebody suggested that she might find gratitude for it and the journey that she went, yeah, the road she went down. Anyway, it was really good. So anyway, hella, thank you.
I was actually gonna say what Robin did and you. That blog kind of woke me up a little bit. And it was like, what was, I felt like I was a little messed up with the gratitude too. And I, after reading that and then listening to her TED Talk, it was kind of something just, and it was just stuff Teacher Way has been talking about. However, sometimes you need to hear it a different way. And I heard it. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So thank you, Megan, for sharing that. Um, it's really powerful. Thank you.
The, the TED Talk was the deepest I've ever touched into gratitude.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Alma. Yeah, I was really struggling with it. And I know in the last class I led, I felt that resonated in all of you. And part of me was angry actually, a little bit, because I was like, how, this feels like it's bringing us down a road of self-loathing a little bit, like, disappointed in ourselves, not being, because we were supposed to manufacture this gratitude and it just didn't feel attainable. So, of course, that itself was a trigger. So, doorway to enlightenment, hella. Yeah. And it definitely has led to a transformation. I can feel it in the room. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, the universe of the world consciousness field helped me to deal with mine by taking a sidestep that I wasn't anticipating. I had a copy of The Lion's Roar showed up at the house yesterday. I mean, it does every month. And Bobby said, "Do you even read these?" So I took it upstairs last night when I wasn't really tired. I just had too much stimulation because we had Thanksgiving yesterday. Um, and it was on trauma and mindfulness. And it was stunning. I read almost the whole thing because the reading and the touching into trauma and mindfulness opened me to gratitude. Even as I read the some of the concerns about trying to teach mindfulness to people who'd been traumatized, and that if you're traumatized, you were not given options. So if it's being taught in a framework that says, here's how you're supposed to do it, it automatically brings resistance and can be re-traumatizing. And I felt in my whole being how when I started coming to Teacher Ways classes, and I no longer felt like I had to sit straight all the time or be be present in that same way. It was like, come and do what you can do. And if today's the day when you should be walking on the beach, what are you doing here? Was such a gift. And it brought me back to the incredible gratitude for that, and the gratitude for this family, as well as realizing how much my trauma has receded and how much I have shifted my reference framework to being able to choose options if somebody's given me a choice that doesn't work for me, even if it works for everybody else. So I was grateful that I didn't have to go into gratitude face on, but kind of got led back to it by a route that gave me a lot of other gifts. Howla.
Hella. Thank you, Angie. Yeah, I really resonate with that. I was kind of feeling that re-traumatized feeling of trying to force it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Madeline.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I loved hearing what everyone had to say, and I too just I love the title Gratitude Made Me Groan Too. And I felt it was speaking to me, you know. And I think I remember her saying if she felt she couldn't feel grateful, which I totally understand, for her son's illness, she could sit with it and be with it. And that really helped her. And that really helped me too. And I feel like I agree that some of the hardest things that I've experienced have opened me up to greater awareness. And just yesterday, I mean, of course, this is Thanksgiving and families around. I had a difficult conversation with my son. And afterward, I felt so grateful that I understood so much more about what he was saying and where, as they say, where he was coming from than I had before. And it really opened my heart. So I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you, Madeline. Hella. How la to you and your son. Yeah, I don't know if this is your experience, but taking Teacher Way's advice is to experience the trigger that appears on the outside, the conversation we're having or whatever, and then track it on the inside. And it's really fascinating what happens when we track it on the inside rather than getting caught up on, in the external.
Yeah, what was interesting is that and I feel this is really because of all that I've learned here, even while the conversation was happening, I felt this is really good. This is really deepening, what I know, so that I wasn't triggered in the way I would before. I didn't feel like this was easy, of course, but I really, in certain ways, even in the moment, could have that consciousness to know that this was a welcome experience. So I'm grateful for that too.
Wow. Yeah, how la. Let's just sit with the information that Madeline just shared with us. You're doing the work. Thank you. Yeah, that's huge. Thank you, Madeline. Any other feelings for today coming up, for what's going on with family, for your journey with gratitude this month?
I want to mention the article, another part of the article, because I was also struck by it. But this idea of being grateful that we can be with, like the conversation Madeline described, being present, hearing the words from a beloved, and knowing that we can show up even when we're afraid and we want to run away. Because she said that she wanted to pull away from her son and she didn't know how to be there with him at first. And then with this gratitude opening, she was able to be there. And that strikes me as so powerful, especially when we bring these vulnerable elements of ourselves and we are maybe ashamed or there's something about it that we want to run away from. And then when we can just be with and we can see and hear without the judgment or wishing it was other. I don't know, I feel so grateful for that. And I feel grateful for seeing it in others when we bring these vulnerable aspects and yeah, so just that capacity to be with and hold the grief and the joy as we practice in this class and all of our practices. So thank you all for bringing your vulnerable parts and your openness. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. How la. Yeah, you touched on something that feels resonant within me, that sometimes why we're looking away is there's some kind of, yeah, would you say guilt or shame, or there's something hiding in there, like wishing it wasn't that way, but maybe even feeling like, I don't know, like part of it was our fault for some reason. I don't know. It's not logical. Yeah, but it feels like that might be partially there. And we all know that blame, shame, guilt, I mean, we know logically that they're completely useless, right? That we don't need to go there, but there's sticky energies anyway, hiding. Yeah, thank you, especially around family stuff.
And their faces are so tender when those little parts come up and that shame shows itself, or that very tender vulnerability, maybe self-blame, when they do appear and they stand before us. And if we just see them, I mean, there's such a power and beauty in their revealing themselves rather than staying behind and kind of pushing us into triggered behavior. Like just allowing those little tender faces that are like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Did I miss something? Like all of the things that run through our heads, and just being like, oh, there you are, little darling. Like I would say to my little puppy and she would wag her little tail. It's like, yes, I see your beautiful face and I'm here. I don't know. So that's how I feel when we share with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on. Well said, Elizabeth. Yeah, it is. These parts of us that feel the shame and blame, they're like they're our little kid selves. So true. Yeah. Thank you.
I also feel like when we tell on ourselves, like and share, it's like a freeing, right? It's just a set free kind of thing. It's like all those, like obviously we all have the same stuff. We're not so unique. We are one in this bigger picture. And I find when we just I just tell on myself. That's all I call it. I just catch the thief inside and tell myself, and it's like, okay, I did that. I'm good now. It's like whatever, the guilt, the shame, whatever it may be. So thank you. This has been terrific. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. Howla. And how wonderful is it when we tell on ourselves in this room and you see everyone nodding? Like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, it frees all of us. One person shares and it lets all of our little kids out to have fun instead of hiding in the shadows. Yeah, thank you.
It helps reassure me about the process too. Because as you were talking, Elizabeth, I thought of all the conversations in our family Thanksgiving yesterday, and that a lot of the times I didn't catch it, like you were saying, Mel, I didn't catch it while it was going on, though. I didn't feel that. But when I started getting judgmental afterwards, I caught the judgmental. It's like, oh, I'm being judgmental. That means I've moved someplace where I'm trying to avoid something in myself. So it was like I was catching them on the back end and grateful for catching them on the back end instead of maintaining it for 4 hours or however long it took for them to go home. So it helps me. It's like, oh, that's right. After catching the judgmental, then I may get to where I'm catching it before the judgmental. So thank you all.
Thank you, Angie. Yeah, right. I mean, what I wanted to practice today is what Teacher Wei was showing us this week is like creating our reality in real time. So like catching everything instantly, right? That's what he was sort of teaching us. And it was really this high level manifestation process, right? If we're like in Mingjue and we're like catching everything as it's happening, we're literally like, I mean, we're recreating our energy field constantly in real time, recreating reality constantly in real time. Um, so that's the invitation. Not easy, especially when we're really distracted in family situations and trying to get turkey on the table. And yeah, anyway, but yeah, Hala, thank you.
I'll share a quick thing. I appreciated the way Elizabeth explained, the shame and guilt when it's in front of you, how sweet and innocent it is ultimately. And then I was thinking about the other side of the coin where sometimes I feel like, because these things are so powerful, when others use them, like you should be ashamed of yourself or don't you feel guilty, like it feels so much uglier. It's almost like abusing a child or something like that. But then when I think about that's the judgmental thing, because we also have that inside of us, and if it's not in front of us, then it becomes the ugly kind of like judgmental, shouldn't you be ashamed of yourself because I feel it and I haven't put it in front of me. So it's interesting. It just reminds me of the Matilda story. Megan knows how much I love Matilda, so like when she comes out, it's like all that, innocence. It's very powerful. All the kids being naughty, right? But then when it's behind you, it's like the Mrs. Trunchbull business, you should be all shamed, you bad kids. So we all have to get it out in front of us so we don't do that to other people.
Howla, Ben. Howla. Yep, it's true. For all of you who've seen Matilda the musical, or read the book, right? When she comes, there's no shame, blame, guilt with her, and it's powerful. And then she ends up with a bunch of super abilities. So, high level Mingjue practice, right? Thank Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all for these deep sharings. It's stirred up, my memories of this last week. I celebrated Thanksgiving over the weekend with my brother and his wife, and I was going to hear my brother sing in a concert dedicated to Saint Cecilia. It was all music written for her, in her honor, or dedicated to her. But we were celebrating Thanksgiving after that, and my sister-in-law has been a very triggering person in my life, and less so since I've been doing the Mingjue work. But last week I got another trigger. It was interesting because I saw it immediately, because she said, I told them when I would arrive at their house to go to the concert. And then she immediately came back with, you have to get up early and get here early and come for lunch. So it was this, really pointed. And it was actually, she was angry at me the last time I went there, because I was 45 minutes late. I was still there in plenty of time to go to this concert with them. But she was so upset that I didn't make it there, and I drive 2.5 hours to get to them, and I got traffic and I'm delayed, and I got off a little later than I thought I would, and so. But anyhow, I saw it right away. I saw, oh, this control thing, oh, and then I had to look at my own self, like, oh, I'm really resistant to this. It's my need to be in control, and so I started working on it, ahead of time, a couple of days ahead of time, and just visualizing her as a free-flowing, non-judgmental person, and that I was letting, and it's helped me let go of my own super judgment. And she is judged by our whole family. And sometimes I have really felt empathy because I've felt that, and I don't want to judge, but the judgment still comes in. But it's faster, like you've all been saying. You get to see it a little bit sooner. And we had an amazing time. She had none of that anger when I arrived. She had laryngitis. So somehow my gratitude practice had silenced her voice, which was, I thought, wow, I went overboard this time. So I thought to me, it was a little bit amusing, and I felt for her because I know how hard it is to have laryngitis. And what happened was I offered to work on her energetically and she was one of my practice clients when I was certifying, and we've had some great results, and so she was so grateful, that I was willing, even though she was getting sick, and the next day she didn't feel too well. But the transformation for me was I wasn't afraid of it. I was not afraid to touch her head and her neck and to give energy and be near her. And I wasn't concerned about getting sick. It was an interesting experience, because so often I want to back away if someone is sick and protect myself, whatever. But it was a really beautiful lesson and transformation. And next time I'll make sure to say no laryngitis.
Thank you, Swan. Maybe it was just a chi purification for her voice, right? So her voice will be purified and beautified and might clarify your relationship. No, that's so beautiful. And this theme has come up a few times in our class, in our sharing. This theme of like relatives want one thing and I want another thing, and then how to resolve it. And it's so fascinating because it's not black and white, right? Like, I mean, you could say, okay, I'm a sovereign person. I should get what I want. I'm going to assert what, but it's not that simple, right? It's this Wonko co-creation. And just like, you're so self-aware, Swan. Like, you have to check yourself too and your own, like, desires for control. We all have them. Yeah, and a lot of, I know for myself, especially with family stuff, they're kind of stuck. Like, I'm like, this is the way I've wanted it this way for years, so it should be, and I'm going to make it happen. And it's like, to what end sometimes? So, yeah, I love how you gave her the healing session and how she accepted it. That feels, yeah, magic. Thank you. Hella.
I just want to share a little something that is little but big for me. Part of what I think is happening, sorry, you can't see me very well, in this gratitude practice is there's like this side benefit. Um, and I'll be the first to admit I am not successful in all of the attempts to be grateful for things that are extremely challenging. But what I'm noticing is number one, that I'm noticing. And like, that's kind of a big deal. Um, I've been a mindfulness person for years, but little things are starting to show up. And one of them, which I think is very significant, is that I'm softening and becoming kinder. And that is particularly towards my husband, whom I adore, but there are so many little irritations. And I'm starting to catch that I noticed I just this little thing, a piece of paper dropped on the floor last night from something one of us picked up. It might have even been me. And I walked past that piece of paper this morning and I went, oh my God, he didn't pick it up. And I went, but I didn't pick it up either. And I picked it up and I went, I really noticed how many things, and I think it's kind of common for our spouses, the person that we're closest to kind of catches the flack. And there are plenty of things that irritate me about him, and I know there are plenty of things that irritate him about me. But I'm starting to go, okay, I'm going to pick up the piece of paper, or I'm going to hang up his jacket, or I'm going to put his hat in the closet instead of complaining that he always leaves it in the same spot on the couch where I want to sit down. So, little examples of an accumulation, I feel like, of being grateful, noticing, and maybe I think they are related. I think the awareness and the softening comes from finding more and more to be grateful for, even if they're little things. For me, a lot of it is small things. Because, like I said, the big ones are still pretty challenging for me. And I liked what Angie said about sort of taking a sidestep. And a lot of what's happening for me is the gratitude is coming in because I'm becoming more and more aware, because I'm noticing. And I am incredibly grateful for that. That's like kind of first step. So, yeah, that's what I have to share.
Thank you, Linda. Oh, and I'm also picking up, the love and the understanding for your husband, but also the love and the understanding for yourself. Yeah, because they're like I know, anyway, I know how it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't know what I'm talking. There's this mirror that goes on, and so if we're not blaming ourselves, sometimes we're blaming, that guy. But anyway, that's so beautiful. And something else that came up when you were talking too is, this we all have this assumption of what it means to feel gratitude or be grateful for something, but maybe we need to check that assumption. Like, what is gratitude actually? Right? Maybe what we're aiming for is it just an assumption and is not actually the real practice. So there's that. It's so tricky, right? Because it's personal yet universal, and what we were taught how we were taught to be in gratitude and feel gratitude as kids, right? Usually it was in school, right? Kindergarten, first grade, we're making our little turkey hands and trying to practice gratitude. Maybe the impression we got was wrong. And, maybe it is more about just witnessing and being with, and not turning away. I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Hala. Any other shares, or would you all like to practice some of this? Ready to practice some of this? Awesome. So yes, I'm gonna lead us in a regular practice, but the focus, and I'll talk about it in the meditation, but the focus really is going to be like this, staying with Mingjue in every moment, real time, just constantly manifesting and recreating reality. And we'll practice it in meditation, and then we'll do some movements, really basic, just to kind of try to keep on tracking it, not to lose ourselves. And maybe that'll help us today. And then we'll close practice with a dance. So just, get ready for that at the end. We'll move around. Okay, that's the arc. So I'll just invite you all to find your comfortable seated position. Move this around a bit. All right. Coming back to your breath, feeling your feet on the floor, maybe shaking a little bit. There's a lot of energy moving around in these beautiful shares. Thank you, everyone. And closing the eyes and withdrawing again the attention within, bringing our attention within. Feeling rooted in the earth, really feeling the earth rising up to meet us, earth's energy flowing through our feet and up our legs. Feeling your spine move and straighten, tailbone tucking, chin gently tucking, and the head stretching up to the sky, and noticing the crown of the head opening to receive the blessings of universe chi. Allowing your attention to come inside the center of the head to Shenji Palace. Allowing your observer to observe itself. Deepening, deepening into your best Mingjue state. Allowing this observer observing itself awareness to expand, expand, expand through your body, through your room, through our classroom, through the earth, expanding out. Our beautiful Mingjue field merging with the entire universe. Our awareness merging with universe chi, creating the beautiful Mingjue entirety field. Dropping into our awakened universe. this beautiful place where we are one. We can feel it in our hearts. Allowing this oneness to spread through our entire bodies, feeling that smile on every cell. And then allowing our consciousness, our attention to bring universe chi, to flow universe chi through our heads, pouring down through our heads, allowing our consciousness to pour universe chi through the head, flowing then down through the neck. Our awareness flows universe chi down our shoulders, through our heart, down our spine, through the lungs, through the breasts, opening up the chest. Our awareness flows universe chi through the solar plexus, opening up our organ systems. Breath and chi flowing down through our kidneys, through the lower back, through our pelvis, through all of our organs, through the hips, down our legs. Chi flowing through the legs, through the feet, into the earth. Feeling the Mingjue entirety through our bodies, through our chi bodies. Allowing the empty but not empty space to penetrate all the cells. Shoo. And you can say out loud if you wish, we are Mingjue love. Feeling the love. We are Mingjue peace. Allowing peace. We are Mingjue happiness. Feeling the smile. And we are Mingjue gratitude. Allowing yourself to tune in to the vibration of gratitude. This vibration we've been working with this month, honoring channeling, allowing this gratitude as witness, and witnessing everything within us, everything that's moving inside of you right now. Allowing everything, allowing any thoughts, allowing any feelings, allowing any sensations, not stopping any of it, just witnessing. Noticing what's moving inside of you. Breathing into any discomfort. Breathing into any challenge. No need to explain it. No need to find a story around it. Just breathing into it. And as you breathe into what is real for you right now, notice it shifting and moving. Allow this energy to shapeshift, to change. Being extremely present with what is. And then we can take the next step and really allow our Mingjue consciousness to almost track time. So your awareness is being impeccably present in every moment, tracking each millisecond to each millisecond, allowing your Mingjue consciousness to follow the thread of time. And your only job is to witness and to notice. So we have everything that's come before this moment, and then that moment. That is all in the past. And just see if you can feel gratitude for that, for everything that's come before. Literally everything that's ever happened since the birth of the universe has been responsible for bringing you to this exact moment right now in our classroom, in community together. So as you track each moment from the next with your awareness, can you also feel gratitude for everything that's come before? That deep time. Gratitude for the deep well of time that has brought you to this moment. And as we move forward in time together, tracking time with our Mingjue awareness, we are literally recreating reality. We are reforming our energy body in each moment. And we are making this new, beautiful, shining energy body stable by staying with it, staying with our Mingjue. Feeling gratitude behind us. Feeling the Mingjue entirety in front of us. Just breathing into this state for a moment. Becoming more confident and more clear in your practice and your abilities. And if you are feeling stable and confident in this practice, tracking the Mingjue entirety through the thread of time, I'll invite you to continue doing this while we do some open-close exercises. So continuing to track Mingjue, I'll invite you to raise the hands facing each other to in front of lower dantian, holding a chi ball in front of lower dantian. And just remembering that our primary practice is this tracking time in the Mingjue entirety. So if the movement distracts from that, you can come back to stillness and reconnect with the Mingjue entirety. We're all holding the field for you, so you are very supported in this. So as you are ready, I'll just invite you to practice the opening and closing, moving from the elbows. Continuing to manifest this beautiful Mingjue entirety field through your chi body, forward in time, as you also open and close. Your chi ball merged with lower dantian. Your attention on lower dantian. Breathing into lower dantian. Relaxing the body. Allowing everything and witnessing everything. And then when you're ready, coming to a pause, again, staying in this Mingjue field, tracking time. And then raising the hands up to in front of the heart space, middle dantian, allowing your chi ball to merge with middle dantian. And then when you are ready, allowing your hands to open and close, continuing to stay with your Mingjue awareness through time. Allowing yourself to be recreated in every moment. And just noticing if you are able to surrender just a little bit more. Inviting in surrender. Inviting in gentleness. Balancing our heart inner space as we continue to recreate ourselves in the image of the Mingjue entirety field, in the image of love and peace and happiness and gratitude. Not forcing, just witnessing. And then when you're ready, coming to a pause, raising your chi ball up slowly, continuing to track Mingjue entirety through time. Merging your chi ball with upper dantian, Shenji Palace. And when you're ready, opening and closing. Feeling supported by the past. Feeling supported by the field. Allowing yourself to let go just a little bit more. And then coming to a pause. And tracking Mingjue entirety through time while raising your chi ball up, raising your chi ball up, merging your chi ball with the center of the universe, with the galactic center, the center of creation. Merging your chi ball and merging your Mingjue awareness with the center of the universe. Breathing in and then pouring chi down, allowing your awareness to pour universe's energy through the top of your head. Still tracking time, staying with the Mingjue entirety field in every moment. Witnessing universe chi pouring through your head. Witnessing universe chi pouring down your neck, opening up the neck. Witnessing universe chi pouring down your shoulders, arms and hands. Witnessing universe chi pouring down the back, down your chest, through the heart and the lungs and the breasts. Staying with yourself. Allowing universe chi to continue pouring down your spine and through your solar plexus, through all the organs, liver, gallbladder, spleen, pancreas, stomach, kidneys, staying present and with them all, chi pouring down through the abdomen, bladder, intestines, reproductive organs, staying present with them all, staying present with yourself. Witnessing universe chi pouring through the hips, through the lower back, out the tailbone, down the legs, through the thighs, through the knees, staying present with every bit of yourself. Universe chi pouring through the legs, through the feet, merging with the earth. Just breathing. And I'll invite you, if you'd like to just stay seated and do some waist rotations. Again, first making sure that you're coming back to your practice of tracking the Mingjue entirety field through time. And then as you feel stable in that, just practice moving the hips around in a circle. Allowing your awareness to track this simple movement. Going as slow as you need to stay present. Rotating forward, left, back, and right. This is more about practicing staying aware than the physical movement necessarily. Breathing. Allowing your attention to rest in lower dantian. Tracking this continuous manifestation of yourself over and over and over again. And then coming to a pause, I'll invite you to go the opposite way. Forward right, back and left. Again, staying present. If you fall out of it, no big deal. Just smile. Hala, it's all good. Allowing yourself to release control just a little bit more. Staying present. Surrendering to this strong Mingjue entirety field. That field is your guide. And then when you're ready, coming to a pause. And I'll just guide us through a very brief visualization exercise. So coming again back to our Mingjue entirety field time tracking. So tracking every moment. Feeling confident in this ability. And then I'll invite you to imagine your day today. So imagining your day today. Imagining what you'll be doing after class. Maybe you'll be preparing food. Maybe you'll be getting in your car. Maybe you'll be meeting relatives and loved ones. Maybe you'll have a phone conversation. And I would like you to picture yourself through all these activities, continuing to track time in the Mingjue entirety field. So staying present with every millisecond, every moment. And if you lose it, just come back. Haola. But just practice. Practice this tracking time. Practice this deep witnessing. And as you do this, just notice if you feel graced by something that might feel like gratitude. Just notice. Haola, haola. Bring this formal practice to a close. You can bring your hands resting over the navel to ground your practice, to strengthen your Mingjue abilities and your abilities to receive gratitude. So moving the body around, shaking out a little bit. You can open the eyes. And I'm going to send you off with an upbeat song called We Are Family. And I am going to invite you to get up and dance if you'd like. All right. Thumbs up if you can hear it. Woo!
faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family.
la.
Woo!
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, la.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you guys. Have the best day
Have a
ever.
joylicious day.
Yay, thank you. Thank you.
Vivi, hi, Vivi.
You're welcome. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Qigong family.
Delicious.
You off?
He did not know.
Hard to say goodbye.
I know. There's so many hearts. Yeah, and it's just such a joy to see you all. Okay. Go have beautiful days. Enjoy your other families.
It's a
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you
Bye bye. Thank you so
soon.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Beautiful.